are the New York Knicks. I'm back. Rocking in New York. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Hey everybody, it is the New York Knicks podcast, episode 533. I am Jay, with me is Mark, and stats guy / big data. We'll get to the bottom of which name is sticking by the end of the episode.
Yes, we are bringing to you, reacting right away within 48 hours of the game. Immediately after, if you're looking for an immediate reaction from the game, you've got this 48 hours later. Yes, let's do this.
Immediate.
Immediate. This is our immediate hot takes right after the game, 48 hours later. Let's do this, Jay. Let's do this, big data.
So we're also part of Dash Radio. Our website's the NewYorkKnicksPodcast.com. If you want to support
Holy shit, you're going on a lot. Sorry, what?
If you want to support the show, you could go to patreon.com/NYKnicksPodcast. Hi, Ghost. Hi, Water Lemon. Hi, Nomad. If you want to join us when we're live, you can go to twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. And I want to start off with an audio clip, and I want to hear you guys' reaction. I don't know if you've heard this or not. Let me know. But
Okay, hang on. Is this from your bedroom?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just want you to know, I want your guys' input on how I performed. No, here we go.
Yeah, they're like, Jason, you're putting it in the wrong hole.
Important official announcement. This is very serious. Want to get this out? Message to Trae Young on behalf of the people of New York City and anyone who cares about actually playing basketball the right way. Stop hunting for fouls, Trae. I want to quote Steve Nash, one of the great player, great coach. He says, quote unquote, "That's not basketball." Trae, that hawk's not going to fly in New York City. Come on. Play the game the right way. See if you can win. I think the Knicks are going to teach you a lesson.
So what do you think about Bill de Blasio speaking for all of Knicks fans and scolding Trae Young?
Bad boy, you Trae Young. I'm Bill de Blasio and the most popular mayor in my family.
Have you guys heard that clip before?
I have not, no.
Yeah, I heard this morning. I was dying. I thought that was hilarious because first he's supporting Nets. Now all of a sudden he's a Knicks fan. I mean, this guy flip-flops more than Mark on the beach.
Yeah, so I got to say that, I don't know, Trae Young's a bitch, but he didn't even get that many fouls in the game. He got one foul late in the game that was annoying, but for the most part, he didn't even get the calls in the game. I mean, the Hawks, where we are basically, game one happened. It happened a couple of days ago. We're reacting now, but did he? I guess did Trae Young beat us because he didn't play the game the correct way, or did he beat us because he just played really well?
I mean, if the refs are going to call it, you're going to do it. Like, I don't really blame him as much as I blame the refs. Didn't take his first free throw until like what, third quarter or something.
I mean, he didn't get the calls. Yeah,
fourth quarter.
First of all, big data. When did he get his first free throw?
It was in the fourth quarter. They were actually making an announcement on the game. They were saying I think 6 minutes left in the game was his first free throw. And then he ends up with 9 free throws somehow.
Yeah, then he did that thing where he snapped his head back when there was no contact, and they got a foul call, and it's like,
you know what? I'll deal with one bitch play from Trae Young every game, and just like, I mean, it was not the great timing, but if that's all that happens, if he throws one stupid foul, we should have won for many reasons. We should have played better. I can't get that mad about that one play.
So how are you guys feeling after the game?
You know how I'm feeling, Jack? This is how I'm feeling. Do you bring a knife to a gunfight?
Well, yeah, but I also bring a gun.
Okay. Big data. If you're going to war, do you bring your tanks or do you bring your Camry?
Oh, I bring my my Camry, of course, my Toyota.
God damn it.
I don't know where
Jay,
you're going with this
Jay,
at all.
if this is a goddamn battle, you come fully equipped you bring the weapons? You go to kill, or you basically just go to like make friends? What do you do?
Where are you going?
Where am I going with this? It's this goddamn war, and you don't go to war by bringing out Elfrid goddamn Payton.
What a
If
joke.
you're serious about winning the game, you do not give up those minutes.
It was like 8 minutes,
At
though.
this point, I'm going to rant for a second. Shut the hell up. You know, I talk a lot as it is. You know, Elfrid Payton does not bring anything. You certainly don't need to bring him back out in the third quarter. The minutes with him on the court are a complete waste. You need to figure out before game one even starts, how are you going to play without Elfrid Payton? I don't care what it does to the locker room. I don't care what it does to his goddamn ego or whatever naked pictures you must have of your wife or you. I don't know what he has on you, Tibbs. And maybe you just feel bad for him. You don't feel bad for guys in the playoffs. This is the time. This is war. And you don't die because you had to like feel bad and play a guy not to hurt his feelings. Elfrid Payton should not see the court again in this series. Figure it out. Start Frank. Give Burks his minutes. Do something, but do not put him on the court because it does not help the Knicks.
Look, he only played 8 minutes, and he was -2, and it's not like the Knicks only lost by 2.
No, there are a lot. Randall goddamn sucked, and we can get to how bad RJ missed a lot of shots. It was not a good game for so many reasons, but on moment one, you are just screwing yourself by starting Elfrid Payton. And Derrick Rose cannot play 48 minutes. I'm not saying he should, but figure something else out.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot also put Frank in the last play of the goddamn game and expect him to stop Trae Young, who's been playing the entire game. You can't have him been cold on the last play of the game.
Yeah,
You
Tibbs
have
really
to have
messed this one up.
Tibbs is a great coach. He is coach of the year in my mind. He has done a phenomenal job. He's gotten us here. I'm not happy to be here. I want to win this goddamn series. And Tibbs, he's got to do better going forward.
Yeah,
Hey.
I agree. I felt like definitely one of the biggest issues was a couple of plays at the end of the game and throughout the rest of the game is, why is he starting Elfrid Payton? You're right. I think Alex Burks should be starting at the point guard.
Yeah, I mean, Burks had a phenomenal fourth quarter, and you cannot expect that exact performance, but he's got to start Burks or find more time for Frank. Figure something else out. You are a defensive genius. Figure out a way to attack Trae Young. Figure out a way to stop him. Put in some new looks. Do some things that are different since last time they faced you.
Yeah, I'm. Ghost is giving his thoughts. Yeah, I agree with that. Randall had a bad game. RJ was just okay. Bullock had a really bad game, and they still barely lost. Burks probably won't be as good, but if Randall and Bullock have semi-decent games, the Knicks win probably by 10. So I'm not too worried. I'm bummed they lost, but I'm not too worried.
I don't want to say this. You know what? The Bucks barely beat the Heat in game one, and they freaking crushed them in game two. Things change just because, hey, Randall hit one more shot. It's a different game. The Hawks are going to play better next time also. They're going to learn from the game one against the Knicks. And some guys played really well. Some guys didn't play as well. Gallinari doesn't miss 6 threes next time we face them. I want to see more from Tibbs, and there's a lot. I think there's a lot to go into here. But I think number one issue, I guess my first thing is don't go out with Elfrid again. You go out with Elfrid again, I don't care if he plays 8 minutes, 10 minutes. You're like, well, he didn't really hurt us. Why would you waste any minute of the 48 minutes you have against this team?
But if you don't play him, he's going to get the sads.
Oh, okay. Fred. Why don't we play Elfrid 48 minutes, give him a trophy at the end, and pretend we won the title?
Was this grade school?
Exactly. It's not like, say, Elfrid, it's been wonderful. There's zero chance you're on the team next year, and you can start. You know what? Go make some phone calls and find a new team while we're playing a real playoff game. I think if you're really worried about Elfrid Payton's feelings or the locker room, you can just say, listen, he's been great this season, but this is war, and we have to go tight. We have to go for a tighter lineup when it's war, and it just means some guys are going to lose playing time.
Yeah, a lot of teams go to strict 7-8 man rotations.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he hasn't had to explain to Knox why he's not playing. I'm sure Jared Harper didn't even bring sneakers to the arena.
I always forget he's even on the team.
Do you think Theo Pinson's hey, do you guys even need me? Because I have a date.
He's there. He's there to jump around every time they make a shot. He's jumping and jumping and jumping. We need some morale, you know.
I listen. I'm fully vaccinated. I met this girl at the club. She's DTF. So like, I'll see you guys. You guys don't even need me. You know who we might need? Unfortunately, Norvell Pell.
Yeah, so Nerlens Noel participated a little bit in practice yesterday. So he's definitely not 100%, but the fact that he's practicing is a good sign. So hopefully we'll see him on Wednesday, because this series is going to be a huge problem if there's no Mitch and no Noel.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not going to be a Mitch, but you have to. Pell's got to be ready, because if Noel gets injured again, or just like if he can't really go, we're going to need a lot out of. We're in trouble, basically.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with Taj playing more than 24 minutes anyway. And
Taj looked pretty good. Like, he played some great minutes.
he looked
Yeah,
really
plus
good. I'm just worried about a very quick fall off if he starts playing 30, 35 minutes.
Big data. Who surprised you most, besides Burks, in this game?
Emmanuel quickly was kind of surprising. I mean, he wasn't afraid of the moment.
Yeah.
I really like to see like shooting 3-pointers, dribbling into the paint, shooting good bank shots, and you know, he wasn't afraid of the moment. The rest of the team, like the first quarter, they were all scared as if they've never played in a playoff game before.
You know who surprised me a lot? And I agree with quickly, but you know who surprised me? Who I thought he hasn't been ready to play a single game all season, but somehow had a bunch of confidence going into a playoff game. Obi Toppin.
Yeah, he was great too. He even took a lot of Julius's minutes at that point.
He got 12 minutes of the game. I felt they could have fed him the ball more in that time. Like, he got the ball around the basket, just dunked it. He looked like he's like, I finally figured out what this whole confidence thing is. I saw that. I was like, get him the ball again. Like, get him involved. Like, we could use, especially if Randall's playing poorly, we can use offense from someone else like Toppin.
And what about this crazy thought? What if we started Obi Toppin if Nerlens Noel was injured?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say what if we started Obi Toppin at point guard.
Better than Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, I don't think he brings any rim protection. Yeah,
I think maybe play the 4 and Randall plays the kind of do like a little small ball lineup. They'll have nothing for us. We space the floor that way.
Yeah, I think we leave so much on the floor, so much out with defense there. I don't know if you really want to experiment with the Randall Toppin lineup unless you really have to. At least not to start the game.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we just got a follower on Twitch.
Jay really likes that idea, I guess.
Okay, so Randall. By the way, I want to make just a quick point here. It's been one game. Lots of teams lose the first game and win the series. And we are here only to completely overreact to game one. Big data. What is your percentage chance of winning the series when you lose game one?
I believe I actually heard this stat. Losing game one was, I think it was like 40% chance of losing the series. Like if you're the home advantage team.
So you still have a 60% chance of winning?
Yeah.
Even if you lose game one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes down.
You hear that, Hawks?
80 something.
You should have been feeding de Blasio some lines. Trae Young. You should play the game the right way. Like I run the city correctly. Don't be bad on the basketball court. I'm Bill de Blasio. So Randall, what the hell happened to Randall?
I think he got in his own head. I think it was his first playoff game. The crowd was beyond intense. I think he just kind of got jitters and he missed a few shots in the beginning and just got in his own head. That's what I think happened.
Can I point out something? Actually, we're going back to Peyton for 1 second. You made a point just now that like, oh, he's a -2. It wasn't that big of a deal. The Knicks were down a lot early. They sucked in the first quarter. They were missing tons of shots. They had the ball. Their offense looked like crap to start the game. Maybe they missed a lot of open shots. But they were down early. Why do we need to start every game down early?
It's too easy. If the Knicks start evenly, they'll just blow everybody out, and then Adam Silver will get involved, and they'll veto the Toppin draft, and just be a mess.
I think Randall maybe. I mean, sometimes you just miss open shots, and he missed a bunch of open shots. Maybe he was too excited for the playoff game, wanted to, like he's like, I'm the man, I have to do so much here, and just like his assists were even down in the game. Though the Knicks missed a lot of open shots again.
A lot of bad shots too. A lot of contested shots, turnaround jumpers in the corners, and double team shots. 6 for 23 is not good.
No, you know what annoyed me early was like Randall. I like when Randall takes it to the basket, and he was taking a lot, like what you just said, like he's taking a lot of long twos, not like just hard shots to make. Basically, he was setting himself up for like to screw things up, basically, or miss the shots. Like you don't need to take the long two. You don't need to take the contested shot. Look for easier shots.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping he got it out of his system last game, and we see it. All-Star Randall back on Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say if Randall plays this way the rest of the series is over.
Yeah, but I would also be surprised if he played that way. I really think he got it out of his system, and it seemed like Bullock was in the same boat. And I don't think it's going to be the same way next game.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks missed a lot. Speaking of Bullock, 0 for 5 from 3. Like, he's been pretty consistent, like, and especially the last 2 months of the season. To have him go 0 for 5, I don't know. Big data. Has Reggie Bullock gone 0 for 5 since the All-Star break from 3?
I think he had a streak. Didn't he have a streak of hitting like three 3-pointers every single game for at least like 20 games, I believe?
I would have taken Big Data just lying to us and saying no, but he actually brought some good stats there. Big Data rocks this.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it. The last all of May, the worst he had was 1 for 5 against the Lakers.
Yeah, so it's pretty much Bullock and Randall had their worst games they've had maybe all season, at least on offense, or worst game they've had at least since the All-Star break. It's unlikely going forward these guys will be as bad.
Yeah, I agree. So,
it was like Elfrid Payton was like, hey, guys, why don't you just play like I normally play? Let's just I'll rub off on you guys. Everyone take my black cloud. Let's do this.
I would like to see.
Game.
Speak together at the same time again.
Go ahead.
I was saying I don't think Elfrid Payton's going to start the game. I don't think he's going to play anymore. It seems like he starts a short leash to begin with, and Tibbs Washington took him out after 3 minutes in the first quarter, 3 minutes the second quarter. I don't think he's going to play anymore.
I have to think Tibbs has to say, like, this doesn't make any sense anymore. Like maybe he says going into the game, we were 3-0 against them. Payton played. Maybe Payton will like step up to the occasion. Whatever he thought could have happened, I don't think he can take a chance on this again. Like, there's just no way you can bring Payton out there and say you're serious about winning.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's weird to change the starting lineup after one playoff game, but the fact
it's weird to pull your starter after 4 minutes.
That's what I was going to say. The fact that he only played 8 minutes is, I think, a really bad sign if you're Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, you have to just say, like, obviously the coach does not have much faith in you at this point. It's one thing if the regular season you're like, we don't have to win every game. You pretty much need to be winning every game going forward, or best of 6, I guess, or winning 4 or 6. He can't take this kind of risk anymore.
Yeah.
Like Payton, like hopefully there'll be some garbage time. Like the Knicks will just be trouncing the Hawks, and they're like, Payton, we can put you out there again. Now they're up by 40. That sounds fine. Otherwise, I don't want to. What do you think of Tibbs' decision to put Frank out there in the last play?
Don't really like it.
Because Frank got burned. But are you really that mad about Frank? Are you really that mad at Frank for getting burned when it's just got into the game?
I'm not mad at Frank. I mean, the guy sat for. He played the final play of the half and the final play of the game. Like it's kind of silly. He's not Mariano Rivera. You don't just go out and close a game. Like, it's basketball. Those guys are warmed up. You're coming in cold. It doesn't really make sense. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, Big Data. You like that?
No.
You want to be our closer?
I could probably do the same amount as Frank Ntilikina did in the last 20 seconds. So you don't even have the flow of the game going at all.
I mean,
Right,
Trae Young was
right.
like 5 feet ahead of him by the end of that drive. It wasn't even close.
No, I mean the thing is, Trae Young he's a fantastic offensive player. I mean, we all kind of hate him, but he's a fantastic offensive player. At the same time, like you can't have like this guy coming in cold off the bench to try to like shut down their best player and one of the better offensive players in the NBA. Like even the best defenders aren't great on every play, especially when they're cold.
I don't get why don't they just do what they did in the 90s. Put in Jared Harper, have him clothesline him, make him think twice about driving to the basket again.
Jared Harper to like Jared finish him, and Jared just takes it a little too seriously and just hops on him and just like eating his ear. You're like, Jared, what are you doing? I'm gonna keep hitting him until he's dead. Jared, was it like this is just basketball, dude?
You remember that in the 90s? There was always one guy on the bench who never played, and if you saw him go in, you're like, yeah, somebody's getting hurt. You saw like the Bulls would put in Scott Williams, and you're like, yeah, he's gonna clothesline Starks right now. And
Well, like it was hockey. Like you literally had like, okay, what's his role in the team? He's goon. Every team has a goon. He goes out there and just punches people. You're like, that's just an acceptable role in hockey. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna play this sport.
yeah, Ty Domi.
You don't be the best player for that.
Yeah, exactly.
The best player on our team for that will be Kevin Knox.
Yeah, he's big guy.
Literally in his name.
That's true. Can you imagine Nick's like, hey, that guy wearing Jared Harper's uniform, is that Ty Domi? He's kind of old now. He just goes in the game and just starts attacking Trae Young. Hey, I have a question. So I've noticed on Twitter or Nick's Twitter, whatever you want to call it, people getting annoyed at the where this is not a can we be explicit here, Jay? Can we be explicit as they were at MSG?
Sure.
Fuck Trae. They had a fuck Trae Young chant. What did you guys think? It seemed like there was a lot of backlash on Twitter. People were like, they shouldn't be saying that. And even I think Nate McMillan was like, I've never heard. I can't believe a crowd would say that about a player. What do you think about the fuck Trae Young chant?
I'm not.
Fuck Trae Young.
Well, yeah.
Talk at the same time. Always go. And no one's gonna speak because no one wants to be rude.
Fuck Trae Young. Honestly, like I like that. I love that, man. The fans, that was huge. I can hear it on TV, and you look at other playoff games, and they have like 2,000 fans still. Not the same as the Garden.
That was the biggest. I think that was the biggest indoor event that happened in the United States since COVID. All right, I have to have the biggest indoor event, or maybe New York City. Oh, whatever. It's big data. What was it? Big data.
The biggest event in New York City since COVID started.
Sounds good to me. I think, Jay, what do you think? Fuck Trae Young?
Yeah, no, I feel that way. I'm always wary about doing stuff like that because it could have the opposite effect and motivate the guy and have him try even harder. So I'm always like,
no one takes it to the extra level. No one's like, the crowd said, fuck me. Well, fuck them. I don't.
You don't
know
think
if
that would motivate
really,
a player? That would totally motivate.
I think they put the bulletin board material, all that, but I don't know if the fans chanting that really like makes him make, because it's also this skill. His game is skill. He's not like taking to the basket and dunking every time or like out muscling guys. He's making shots. I don't think he necessarily makes more shots because the crowd is like egging him on. And I know Reggie Miller did that.
What channel did you guys watch on? Rich Peasant said they lowered the volume on TNT.
They lowered.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Did you guys watch on MSG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On other channels on ESPN and TNT, what they do is they lower the in-game volume so you can't hear the players cursing.
Yeah.
But they'll keep the announcers really loud. But
So
I want to hear the announcers, obviously.
So I was watching on MSG, but for some reason that channel comes in a little grainy, so I switched to TNT, and the crowd volume was definitely a lot lower. So I actually didn't even pick up on that chant while I was watching.
I have to say I don't care. I just want the crowd to be into it. If they want to say fuck Trae Young, they want to say whatever. I like having a crowd that's really into it, and it is complete bullshit if you're like, I've never heard a crowd be like that or insulted. Just be happy we have fans that are just insane fans are awesome. Like the fact that the Garden was awesome. we have to say the Garden was loud. It must have been amazing to be there for the game, except for the whole losing part. I think people are like, first of all, Knicks fans shouldn't be arguing over what the crowd said.
Yeah, no, that's just a waste of time. I would say the crowd was so good. I was getting butterflies just the first 2 minutes of the game where it was just so insanely loud. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I was just sitting there being like, I really wish I was at this goddamn game.
Yeah, I know. I was like instant regrets when I heard that crowd. I'm like, I know the tickets were stupid expensive, but
That would have been really cool to be at. But I have to say the whole, I don't care the crowd. Whatever the crowd says to motivate, like the cheering motivates the players, the Knicks, whatever. I don't think the crowd needs to watch its language or anything else. What do you think? Someone else said to me, is Trae Young the new villain, the new Reggie Miller?
For this series, he's gonna have to do a lot more to be the new Reggie Miller.
Did he get you? Did he get you at all with his villain, with his whole like telling everyone to shh, putting his finger to his mouth?
You know, I love that stuff because I think if you don't want to get taunted, play better. I think taunting should be encouraged. I love it. I love trash talking. I love all that stuff. And there should be more. I know you got to tech. I'm surprised they didn't even tech him up when he did that. Like Reggie Miller doing the choke sign, they would have teched him if that happened today.
It is kind of fun. You're right. From like a competition standpoint, it's kind of fun. And the Knicks players, if you want like Baltimore material, get motivate the players, they should all see that and be like, let's give like Trae an extra shove and let's play even harder. Don't let him come into our building and do that shit anymore.
I think he's going to have a couple hard fouls in this next. I don't think there's going to be any more ticky-tack fouls. I think it's going to be all hard fouls.
Jared Harper, you're going to decapitate him.
Evan, go knocks him out.
Knox, you ready? Why am I holding a knife? So what? Okay, what the hell do the Knicks need to? What do they got to do? Like, what changes they need to make? Because I have to say, I think the Knicks should make some changes going forward. What do you guys think?
You want to go first, Big Data?
Oh, my God. I'm going to ask you guys from now on. Holy shit. Okay, Big Data. What? Big Data.
They put Reggie Bullock on Trae Young. Don't put a point guard because Derrick Rose is just, I think he's just too slow and doesn't have the skills to guard Trae. Versus all the other guys are just, all they do is sit in the 3-point line and shoot 3-pointers.
I didn't understand.
If it wasn't for that crazy Bogdanovich 3-pointer that he made, we almost had a steal from RJ.
So I really did not understand this. I did not understand. You're Tibbs. You're like one of the best defensive coaches in the NBA. You're like on a higher level when it comes to defense. You made this team so much better in defense, and you say like Derrick Rose, Elfrid Payton, why are these guys the guys covering their best offensive player? Why wouldn't it be Reggie? Why wouldn't it be Bullock? It just didn't make any sense to me why he didn't do that.
Yeah, they need to change it up. If they're not going to go with my clothesline idea, they definitely need to put somebody else like Bullock on him.
Should they be double teaming Trae? Do you want to try to take away him? Who do you want to try to double team? Should it be, first of all, Trae is driving to the rim a lot. Where was Noel when he's driving to the rim?
He's protecting the alley-oop. If you watch the game, they're constantly backing up. And he's just getting those floaters. I think he hit, 7 or 8 floaters every single time because they're sagging off to avoid the alley-oops.
Yeah, you have Hunter Collins and Capella that all looking for that. So it's tough.
I do feel like, again, whatever, we have an injury. Mitchell Robinson may have been able to kind of guard both. He's fast enough and long enough that he could hold off Trae and get back for the alley-oop.
The problem is with guys like Capella there, you can't really sag off because he's going to get the dunk.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to collapse on this or just find another. I want to see some changes going into. So I guess the first change I think we can agree on is Trae Young needs to be guarded by someone who does not play point guard in the Knicks.
Yeah.
It's got to be Reggie Bullock, Ntilikina. I don't think I have IQ on him, but you got to put better guys on him defensively. Jay, what other change you want to make?
I mean, really, if Randall and Bullock just play better and you contain Young, that's really all you need to do. I didn't notice.
Big data. Does Jay make a good point? The Knicks need to play better. That was the change he was going to make.
I don't think there's a lot of
Numbers back
changes.
it up.
I mean, if you can get
Should they score more points in 48 minutes than the other team?
if you can get Gallo to play more minutes, that would be great.
Here's a change. Here's another suggestion. Attack Trae Young. There's a play where RJ Barrett noticed he was covered by Trae. They gave it to RJ Barrett down low. He took advantage of the fact that Trae Young is 3 foot tall and freaking just took it to the rim against him. The Knicks should be goddamn doing some pick and roll, doing everything they can to find out who is force the guy with the ball to be covered by Trae Young.
That is true. A couple of years ago, it seems like teams would always have the Knicks center guarding their point guard so they can drive around them. I feel like the Knicks can figure out how to switch on to whoever they wanted to.
Right.
They got to do Derrick Rose, Randall, pick and roll.
Yeah. Stop going ISO in for offense. Do some pick and rolls. Force Trae Young to cover guys.
Because I mean, if Young gets into foul trouble, there's not much behind him.
Yeah. Even if they don't call the fouls, you'll tire him out. And you know what? Also, there are 5 guys on the floor for the Knicks that could score when they're covered by Trae Young. His defense sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you really need to you need to make the Hawks be like, Trae Young is a defensive liability because they keep going at him.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that they got to do that, and to switch on him. It's every other team when you watch the Warriors play, somehow Curry's always been guarded by a center.
Yeah, exactly. Like every team that the Knicks play can figure out how to have make the dumbest matchups for the Knicks. And the Knicks haven't been able to figure this out against. Like it's one thing if you're a team where there's no obvious bad defender. Trae Young is the obvious bad defender here.
Yeah, no, he's not only is he bad, he is bottom of the league bad.
Yeah, he is not. What else? What else got big data? What other changes do you want to say?
I think it's just we got to play less guys too. I think I'm looking at the minutes. The Reggie Bullock 18 minutes, Burks only 26 minutes. Quickly had 21 minutes. Toppin with 12. It's just it's too sporadic. It's not the regular season, Even Randall only had 36 minutes.
Randall, I feel like Randall probably would have had more minutes if he didn't suck while he was out there. I think Tibbs wanted to play him 48 minutes, and Tibbs was like, I don't know. How many minutes am I get out of Randall tonight?
I think Burks was hot and that he stayed out longer than normal. And Toppin played well when he was out there too. So Toppin usually plays 8 minutes.
Yeah, Quickly, Toppin looked good. Quickly is going to get probably more. You could get more minutes out of Quickly. Burks is not going to be as hot as he was. Burks was goddamn awesome, but there's no way Burks is scoring 18 points in the fourth quarter again in this series. So I know you're saying Randall needs to hit a couple shots, but you're also going to lose. Burks is not going to be quite this good either.
You are, but Lou Williams probably isn't going to hit a million shots.
Holy shit, I hate Lou Williams. I goddamn hate Lou Williams. Even more than I hate Trae Young, I hate Lou Williams, who's basically almost retired. He didn't even want to get traded to the Hawks. He threatened to retire because the Hawks got him. He sucked for the Clippers, and suddenly he's hitting shots against us like it's a 25-year-old Lou Williams. That was so goddamn annoying.
Yeah, I'm glad Lou Williams choked 8 straight playoffs to come and destroy the Knicks. That's great.
That was just goddamn annoying. Holy shit, that annoyed the shit out of me.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's jump to some questions.
Yeah. Phil writes, just listen to episode 532. I have to agree with Mark. I think or hope that Tibbs is going to change it up a bit. I think it's a great idea to start IQ in place of Peyton. Not sure about starting Frank, though. What does Peyton do that IQ doesn't do at the same level? IQ can hit the 3. I like keeping Rose with the second squad, but upping his minutes at the expense of the starting point guard. If Tibbs does make this change, I think he should do it right off the bat. He wrote this right before game 1.
By the way, I don't think we're going to get the 30. Rose played 38 minutes. I don't know if Rose can play 38 minutes every game. So I guess we have a lot of rest between the games, which should help. But We got a lot of minutes, and Rose played well overall. We got a lot of minutes out of Rose, which
37 is too much.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about Rose playing that much. Somebody else is going to need to do productive minutes.
Yeah. What is IQ? I just think big data. What does IQ bring that Alfred did not bring?
Quickness, IQ itself, 3-pointers. I mean, I'd start Manning quickly over Alfred Payton any day.
Confidence.
The ability to play basketball in a positive way.
Yeah.
Jorge writes, what would you do with the draft picks this year? Trade for a player or draft what we need?
So the Knicks, by the way, so a couple announcements right while we're at it. So first of all, Julius Randle won Most Improved Player
By a lot.
by a lot.
Well deserved.
What was announced? Randle won Most. By the way, wasn't there? Haven't the last couple of years they've done like this award show? Are they not doing that this year?
I mean, I guess they realize nobody cares.
I mean that was the dumbest shit ever. Like this is what I'm used to them announcing it now. I was just so confused when they announced these awards.
Yeah.
And who won Sixth Man? It was Clarkson won Sixth Man.
Yeah.
That's
But
deserved,
Randall was,
yeah.
Rose was in the top 3 for that at least. What was the question?
That was it. Oh no, what would we do with the? Would we trade the draft picks?
The other thing was that the Knicks have it's official. The Knicks have the 19th and the 21st pick.
Okay.
So what would you do with those picks? Big data. If I trade the 19th and 21st pick, what should I get up to? How high in the draft could you trade those 2 picks? How high in the draft would you get?
So you'd only get probably like a 10 or 9 at max, but there's no good. The best players are saying in the top 6. So
I think the Utah Jazz, when they traded up for Donovan Mitchell, did something like that. They traded like similar picks to get up to there. Is it worth it? I mean, I guess, is this draft deep enough that it makes sense to do that? Jay?
We don't draft well enough anyway. At the beginning of the rounds.
I mean, if they could crack the top 10, I think you do it.
Yeah. But as Big Data points out, the Knicks almost never draft well in the top 10 and do surprisingly well outside the top 10.
True, but they gotta hit on one of these. You just have to at some point.
So I think you should draft 2 players with this and live with those. See how those 2 players go. I think 19 and 21 is better than Knicks drafting 13, unless you've really identified this one guy who you think is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather 2 bites of the apple. And I don't love the idea of trading this for like a veteran unless you really unless you're getting a star player. I think you're better off. Hey, you could get 2 solid rotation players with 19 and 21. If you get one other quickly for this team, it'd be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like just using the picks and just.
All right.
Facebook I'd use the picks, Jay. Use the picks or trade them.
Like I said, if you can't get into the top 10, then you use them.
Okay. Big data. Use them or trade them.
Use them.
Okay.
We can't draft top 10 anyway. We draft well at the end.
Yeah. By the way, Golden State might have like a top pick. I think unless the Timberwolves, I think, are top 3, the Golden State gets their pick.
Yep. What else do they need?
Well, they you know what they need? They need to be in the playoffs. They got knocked out. So, okay. What else? What other questions?
You have Facebook?
Yeah, I got Facebook. Okay. Terry writes, what to do about this Elfrid Payton situation? He seems to have totally checked out.
Well, yeah, we kind of covered that. He might be gone starting next game.
Big data. Have you seen a guy with worse, with just worse? What's up? He just looked checked. As Terry said, he looked completely checked out. His body language was terrible. When's the last time you see a guy in the playoffs starting for a team with this bad of body language? Has it ever happened before, Big Data?
It happened to the Knicks with Raymond Felton, didn't it?
There you go. Good job. Yeah, I just don't think he can't play anymore. Andrew writes, a fun game to play on Knicks Twitter. With the last play of game 1 with Frank guarding Young, if Young blows by Payton on that play, it's Payton's fault because they'll say he's trash but because Young blew past Frank, it's now Tibbs' fault because Frank was cold coming out for that play. So I think Andrew was saying that Knicks Twitter hates Elfrid Payton, but will make every excuse possible for Frank. What do you think about that, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It seems like they want to defend Frank by default and attack Payton by default. That being said, this one goes on Tibbs.
Yeah, I just think last play. I mean, Sharik writes, does Elf have a clause in his contract that he gets to start every game? Because other than that, I cannot figure out why the F he is out there.
This is the problem with not drafting Halliburton. The Knicks are in such a bad spot as far as point guard minutes.
No, but you can start Burks at point guard to start the game. You can start IQ there. You can start Frank. It doesn't make sense. You don't even need to have like you could have a guy who's not a real point guard like Frank start. This doesn't make sense. And can you imagine actually before the game they're like, God damn it, I don't want to play Elfrid Payton. I cannot believe we signed this contract. It says he plays every game, including the playoffs. Why did we sign this?
Take him out in the first minute.
Wait, it says here he only needs to play the first 3 minutes. At 3:01, he's out of the goddamn game. I don't care what he's doing.
What Knicks coach did that for like the entire season?
It wasn't the entire season, but under Woodson, Kurt Thomas would come in for 4 minutes, and then that was like he would start the game and play for 4 minutes. That was the game. He didn't do it all season, but he did it for like it was a bizarre stretch of games.
Yeah.
Dan writes, what's up with all this hate? You know that Payton didn't let the Young hit a single three? He might have had, oh God, now we're in the Payton defense. He might have had a blindfold on and let Young stroll to the hoop for a layup every time down the floor, but not 1 3. Thank God he starts since he brings so much to the floor offensively, you know. I guess I thought he was defending. Sorry. Thank you for the sarcasm, Dan. Oscar writes, how do we slow Trae Young down? I think it's pretty clear Rose cannot guard him. Bullock? Question mark. I think people ask a lot about.
Yeah, Bullock makes sense.
Do you think Taves is sitting there in the coaches meeting, being like, "Wait, you guys, I really think these? You think we have to figure out how to guard Trae? I didn't even think of that. Thank God I listened to the New York Knicks podcast."
What's up, Tibbs?
Tristan writes, do you think that the Knicks will be able to win a game? And if so, build momentum and win series in 7 games? Big data?
I'm saying Knicks in 7. I think that this game was kind of like a wake-up call for them, and I think they'll this next game, I hope they're going to win by at least by 3, because they can never win by more than by 2 or 3, but I think they'll win this next one and go to Atlanta, and there's no Atlanta fans, so it's gonna be all Knicks fans at Atlanta anyway. So
yeah,
we talked about this last podcast.
It's a good point. Yeah.
So big data, I have to say you're wrong. The Knicks are not going to win 7. I don't know what Jay your prediction is, but you're wrong if you say 7. Also, the Knicks are winning in 6.
Why? Because Knicks in 6 rhymes.
Is there another reason that you have that's better than that? George writes, is Frank better than Elf?
Oh, this is tough.
Jay?
I'm thinking this is a tough one.
Okay, fine. Way to react fast. Big data.
No, I think Frank's a little bit better in terms of defense, but Payton is better in offense.
Yeah, well, you know, when Payton's not hitting shots, what's the difference? Like, I know Frank brings almost nothing on offense. He can hit some outside threes. Elf brought nothing on offense.
He had no confidence right now, and I think Frank has a little bit of confidence. The last game that he played, he's hitting threes and feeling himself.
He can pass though.
Yeah, Frank being a positive on defense and a just 0 on offense is still better than what Elf is bringing. I just think you got to try something else different for Trae Young. Put Frank out there for a little bit. There's nothing crazy about going, hey, we're going to take our best defender out there, try to slow down their best player. Anthony writes, who's to blame for game 1 loss? Randall's awful shooting or Tibbs' awful coaching? What was a bigger issue?
Randall.
Big data?
Yeah, I think Randall was bigger issue that game.
I am going to select Tibbs for this Randall sucked, but Tibbs could have done better overall. And Tibbs should have figured out if you don't have Rose guarding, there's a lot of things he could have done better. And I think that was a bigger, I think you should be able to survive a bad shooting game from Randall. Frank writes, why did Quincy Acey start in the place of Julius Randle last night? Yeah, this is the biggest mistake. I don't understand why Tibbs would put Quincy out there instead of Randle. I don't understand the logic of this. Big data. Why'd he do this?
I think he couldn't tell a difference. He's not sleeping him here. So
yeah. Yeah. What else? What else do you guys want to say about this game? Anyone else that annoyed the shit out of you on Atlanta?
just Trae Young and those stupid floaters.
Yeah.
Dumb free throws at the second half of the game.
We got a Twitter question.
Wait, quick question before that. What the hell happened to Gallinari's hair? Has he always looked this stupid?
He's the...
No, it's actually a new haircut. They mentioned it.
Yeah, the guy on TNT called him the Dragon, which is actually Dragic. He's the Rooster, and he got that haircut because he's the Rooster.
Is the Rooster? Is that from the Karate Kid TV show?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I don't know. That just looks so goddamn dumb. I saw that. I was like, are you trying to compete with like going for the dumbest haircut in the league with Dennis Schroeder?
And Reggie Bullock.
So,
Yeah. It looks like his haircut looks like basically the he's like, dude, you got to finish. I'm sorry, Ren. I don't have the money. You got to finish the haircut.
So Mangaki writes, no matter what happens in the series, I just want to remind everyone that the Knicks are a good team now. I'm very proud of this team. They accomplished way more than I expected. Going forward, I wish not to care about the cap, but focus on keeping this core together and adding a major piece or two for a championship. I love the Garden crowd, but I feel in the playoffs the crowd could psych out their own players. All that passion and energy transferred to Randall like it did to Stat. What Randall needed was someone to remind him that the game isn't all scoring. If his shot is off, impact the game in other ways. We wouldn't be here if it were not for Randall. Don't allow any Randall slander on the show. I think that's all for now.
That's awesome. Everything he said there was awesome. I love the big picture stuff. I love his points about Randall. And I don't think we're bashing Randall. I think Randall's awesome. He'll play better going forward. But we can save the big picture of we're happy to be here for later. I want to goddamn win this.
Yeah.
This is not like they're playing the Bucks or some other team where the Knicks should not win. They should beat the goddamn Hawks. Big data. Are you happy to be here?
Yeah. We need to get to round two. I think we didn't have a chance against Philly in round two.
Yeah, Jay, are you happy to be here? 'Cause I'm angry. I'm upset.
No, I want them to. They have to win this series.
They got to win this goddamn series. If the Knicks lose this series, how will you feel about the season?
Happy about the season, but still, I feel like it would be like kind of a letdown. They should win this series.
Yeah. It's one thing if the Knicks lose to Philly, lose to Milwaukee, a team, or the Nets, who are like just ahead of where they are right now. They lose to the Hawks. You'll have it'll be like climbing up a mountain, and the minute you get up on the mountain, someone just punches you in the face.
I mean, I will say the Hawks are better than their record because they had a lot of injuries all season.
No, they're a very good team. No question. Knicks should beat them. They're not a great team. They are about, I'd say they're about even overall as far. I mean, the records are about the same. They had the same type of run second half that the Knicks did. Do you think that big data are the Hawks ahead of the Knicks in development?
I'd say not really. They just paid a bunch of guys this year instead of developing guys.
I mean, they have. I mean, in fairness to them, they have a bunch of young guys to develop also. I mean,
And they're about to lose John Collins.
they got Collins, they got Hunter, they got Herter. They're not lacking young. I mean, they have Trae Young. They have a bunch of young players they drafted.
Yeah.
They got Collins. Knicks got to beat this team. This is just bullshit.
Greg writes, do you guys also mute the commentary whenever you watch the games?
Mute the commentary?
Yeah.
No, I listen to it. You mean like the announcers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's talking as much about MSG as he is about TNT and ESPN and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't like it as much. I mean,
I
like hearing Clyde.
I almost muted the Nets game. Doris Burke was just the entire game, it was just like, oh my God, the Nets. Holy. It's like there was one stretch where who's the best guy on the Celtics?
Tatum.
Tatum. He was going nuts, and then like the Nets backup center got a layup, and he's like, "Oh my God, look at that!" It was just really bad.
Also, I noticed like in the net game and some other games where like you can barely hear the announcers because you just hear the crowd roar, and you're like, I don't want announcers who are whispering in the background either. I'm not actually at the game.
Yeah,
I just find that annoying when you can't hear the announcers.
Greg also writes, what are your top 5 Knicks villains?
And before we just do that, 1 second, there's one other point I wanted to make about the game. The last play of the game. First of all, we haven't discussed the last play of the game. We talked about the Trae Young play. What the hell was there? I know there's 0.9 seconds on the clock left, but there was no play drawn up. What was that? Big data. What the hell was that last play of the game?
It wasn't a play. It was a Hail Mary.
But it wasn't even. They didn't get a shot off in regulation.
No, I think what they should have done was they should have used Randall as decoy, have Rose inbound it to Burks, and let Burks shoot the shot.
Burks inbounded the ball. Like Burks.
When I saw it, I knew they were losing right away. I saw Burks inbound the ball. I knew, okay, game's over.
Yeah, it just didn't even make sense to me. I'm like, this is like he's hot. He's having the best fourth quarter of anyone. Why is he passing the ball in? You don't have time to pass it back to him. And like, why was Gibson on the floor? You need you're not passing him for like a layup. You need guys who just shooters on the floor.
Just put Toppin in there, just throw him in alley-oop.
yeah, that would have made it. Like, I don't know. That was just like it was almost like Tips is like you got to drop a last play. I don't do last plays. We'll just take the loss. Coach, are you fucking insane?
Kind of Mike Woodson-esque, you know? Give it to Carmelo and let him do everything.
I love Tibbs. I just think he did a poor job there, and he'll do a better job going forward. Same with Randall. You want to talk a little bit around the NBA? I think Big Data here had a little game for us last time. Do you want to play that game with your stats?
Sure, but it's all Knicks stats, but I actually have a couple of interesting stats.
Because we only want Orlando Magic stats, so we'll just pass. We'll just not do the game. Jay, what did you want to talk about?
I was just answering the questions that we got. Top 5 Knicks villains.
Oh yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. We'll do Big Data's game in a second. Top 5 villains. Let's just instead of having it all have our own separate list, let's go around. I go Reggie Miller. Who's next?
Tim Hardaway, senior.
Okay, senior. Okay, I was gonna say junior. I don't know.
Junior too.
Who else we got? Has KP emerged as the villain at this point?
I don't think he's played good enough to.
Or just most hated player in the NBA by Knicks fans?
I mean, hated player, and I think villain is. I feel when I think of villain, I think a guy who comes in and beats the Knicks, and KP is not.
Oh, so we're talking Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan.
Who else we got on the list? And I think we're just gonna do like 90s onward, as I don't think any of us are old enough to really give a good answer before the 90s.
Yeah. I feel like it's all going to be 90s players because the Knicks were so bad in the 2000s, they didn't really need a villain. They kind of beat themselves.
Oh, Phil Jackson.
That's a good one.
For just 2 reasons. Coaches the Bulls, then he came to the Knicks and just destroyed the organization.
That was his plan all along.
The problem with also trying to name the Knicks villains, you're like, the owner, our former team president, like
GMs,
Isaiah
coaches.
Thomas.
Carmelo Anthony.
Stop it. Okay, what Big Data? Let's do your game.
Yeah, Lonzo Mourning.
All right. So, which player do you think has the best defensive rating on our team from regular season?
Best offensive or defensive? What did you say?
Defensive.
Oh, best defensive rating, and there's going to be a minimum number of games. You're not going to say Jared Harper, right?
No.
Okay, best defensive rating on the Knicks. I am going to say, I guess the obvious choice here is Ntilikina. I'm going to go out with Reggie Bullock. He played good on defense.
I'm going to say Noel.
Yeah, I actually, I'm going to say Noel also, Jay. Thank you for saying my answer before me.
The best defensive rating player is Derrick Rose. 102.4.
Wow.
Whoa.
Maybe he should
Second
cover.
best.
And I guess that defensive rating did not include the time period where he was guarding Trae Young.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Taj Gibson, IQ is actually the third best, and then Burks at the fourth best, and all of them are in top 25 in the league.
Damn.
It's weird. 'Cause I haven't thought IQ's defense has been that great out there. Not that he's been bad. I sometimes he's rating like. Do you guys think IQ plays like amazing defense?
He's got good effort, I think, and he's pretty quick, and I think he like reads the ball pretty well too.
It's hard not to use his name when describing him, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Who has the highest turnover ratio in the Knicks?
Randall.
Yeah. Wait. That might not be it because Randall gets a lot of assists. Yeah.
Assist versus you're saying assist versus no, I thought you were just thinking turnovers.
No, just number of turn like when they hold the ball, they have the highest turnover.
Oh, it's Randall.
Oh yeah, it's Randall then. I thought you were talking Noel.
Noel, huh?
The guy always fumbles the ball when he's given it to him.
He does fumble a lot. His hands are made of brick.
Him and RJ. That was one of the things I was going to say last week. RJ's turnovers when he tries to dribble into the paint sometimes are really bad.
What do you guys think of RJ's performance against the Hawks?
First half pretty bad. Second half he looked decent.
Yeah,
The dunk was amazing.
Dunk was goddamn awesome. Yeah, that was the part of the game where you're like, Knicks are gonna. I thought around I guess when the Knicks were in the lead in the fourth quarter, early fourth quarter, end of third, whatever they took they had that 7 or 8 point lead. I was like, we're gonna pull this out. I'm so excited. I really started believing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got?
Highest net rating.
Highest net rating. Remind us what that means. That means the your offensive minus your defensive rating, or
Offense minus defense.
or plus minus, or is it plus minus?
No, it's in terms of defensive rating, so offensive rating minus.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Off the minus there, you're plus basically the
You're better
difference
offensive, yeah.
Yeah, what you score versus what you give up. Best plus minus rating on the team. I am going to say, let's say quickly.
I'm gonna say Burks.
Highest is Norvell Pell.
Oh, well, okay.
And then Taj Gibson actually is the second highest.
Oh,
and
that's
then
an
IQ
interesting
third,
one.
and then IQ is the third highest.
Okay, I knew IQ was actually pretty high on that. Gibson surprises me. Norvell Pell, league MVP.
Pretty much. All right, and then this one is I thought it was actually interesting based on what happened this week. So when do the Knicks have their best games? 0 days rest, 1 day rest, 2 day rest, 3 day rest, 4 day rest, or 6+ days rest?
Definitely not 6+.
I'm gonna say 1 day rest.
I'm gonna say no days rest.
So their best is at 3 days rest.
Oh, it's okay.
I thought that's gonna be good for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes. That's why they did it this way in the NBA. The NBA was like, we looked at the stats, we know what works for you, Knicks. What do you guys think of the bullshit that Nate McMillan? And I guess I'm being biased. You see my bias right away, but Nate McMillan basically is saying the NBA prefers the Knicks to win this series.
I mean,
I don't think he's wrong in some sense.
I think it's ridiculous.
You think it's ridiculous, Jay?
You can't say that the league wants the Knicks to win and then have Ed Malloy coach the game. Ref the
Good
game.
point. I also got to say, the Knicks have not gotten anything in the draft. Every break they could have gotten, the NBA has just been like, go F yourself. The NBA has not given a crap about the Knicks. And I also, keep in mind, I also think the draft is completely fixed. And so the fact that the Knicks have been not doing well in the draft, I feel like the NBA is making a conscious choice not to give a shit about the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the NBA, I think in some ways the fact that the Knicks get ratings and people go to the game and the Knicks suck makes the NBA say it doesn't matter as much. We're better off building up the Hawks and getting people to go to those games and watch those games because they won't do it if the Hawks aren't good. Whereas Knicks fans will just spend money either way.
That's a good point. Do you have more stats?
One more.
So Jay, you're supposed to ask him, does he have more big data?
I'm going to call him Stack. I call him Big Data just so we can keep it confusing.
It's big data, god damn it. Big data. Big data. Tell Jay to go after himself.
Jay, go.
Don't listen to him.
No,
What do we got?
Go frolic yourself. You know. All right.
Go,
So the last
go
one.
treat yourself like the Garden crowd wanted to treat Trae Young.
Oh. All right. So which player has the highest player impact rating? Meaning that they have the most impact in the game.
The hell does that mean?
I don't know, but it was a funny stat.
How is that different from
The highest-
net rating?
It's different because it's actually more accurate because when I look at the impact ratings, all the best players pretty much have the highest ratings.
Which player has the biggest effect on climate change? What does impact mean? Can you big data? Any idea what this stat means?
Probably should have looked it up before I came up with it.
All right, Randall.
Okay, we could let's assume this matters or just means something. I'm gonna say best impact would be. It's not. I'm gonna say it's a quickly again.
I'm going Randall.
Ms. Randall. I want to give an easy one at the end there.
Okay.
An obvious one.
Got one right.
Not easy enough for me, I guess. But I just figured Randall was an obvious choice. You were picking something else. Okay, whatever. Which player has which player had the lowest impact?
Lowest impact. I did not look. It was just.
I had that in front. I actually I had that in front of me. It's the one stat I keep in my pocket every day. I'm always like, who's the lowest impact? And I pull it out and I read Elfrid Payton's name. Tips. He's got the lowest impact. You know what that stat means. Don't start him or play him ever again.
All right, want to do a quick around the league?
Yeah, quick around the league. Is there anything going on in the league?
Kristaps Porzingis got fined $50,000 for going to a club.
Well, LeBron doesn't get fined.
No.
LeBron also did something else. Whatever. They're not going to suspend LeBron James before the playoffs. Whatever. Like, well, we should act surprised. I guess LeBron broke protocols. The NBA said, "Oh well, he gets to come to the game because it's the playoffs." And
Yeah.
they're like, Norvel Pell, you were like, you could pick like if Norvel Pell was there with LeBron James, they would have said, "Pell, you're suspended." He'd be like, "What about LeBron?" LeBron was fine. He didn't do anything wrong. We were holding hands there. Doesn't matter.
They probably called up LeBron and they said, "We're going to suspend you." And he's like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "Okay, we're going to fine you." He's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "All right, good talk, LeBron."
Okay, so the around the NBA, Porzingis got what did he get fined for? Or for breaking the.
Went to a club.
Yeah, he went to a club
Why
on
is he going
Sunday.
to a club before the playoffs? It's as if he understands his team does not need him.
Not before the playoffs, during the playoffs. He went on Sunday.
Does he have J.R. Smith's like approach to the game? I'm glad. Just another reason I'm glad Porzingis is not on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay, around the NBA, let's just update the series. Give guys quick commentary on the series. Nets are they're up 2-0 on the Celtics. Anything you want to say about the series?
It's over.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nets are in 4.
I mean, what do you think it would have been any different if Jaylen Brown was healthy?
No.
Lakers Suns. Lakers are currently up by 11 in the first quarter. The Suns won the first game. Any comments on the series?
Really?
Chris Paul is hurt now. So.
Is he hurt? Well, he got hurt. Is he playing though?
Let me see.
He is playing, but he's 0 for 2 and not playing like himself.
He got hurt, but he came. The Suns looked really good in Game 1.
I mean, they're a good team. They're
They're a very good team. I just thought they would like. I thought the Lakers would win for the first game, and I thought the Lakers would just take the series. Like in some ways, I didn't think this would be a hard series for the Lakers. It'll probably go 6 or 7 games. I just still think the Lakers are going to win the series.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mavericks Clippers. The Mavericks won the first game. And by the way, on Twitter, I saw a great comment. They were talking about the Tim Hardaway trade deal with the only downside they had to take Porzingis' contract.
it's true.
Which I thought was a good one. And then some people pointing out on Twitter, because no one understands the joke, that like, oh, Dallas actually signed Porzingis. It wasn't the Knicks because people are morons.
Yeah.
But Mavericks, you see them beating the Clippers here. Is there an upset happening?
I'm actually praying for it. I think that if Dallas can beat the Clippers, then Kawhi's leaving.
You think so?
I think
Kawhi coming to the Knicks?
That's what I'm praying for.
Wouldn't be bad. I heard a theory on Bill Simmons that I just like this one, and Kawhi would be a better option. But they were saying if Phoenix loses its first round, maybe Chris Paul opts out, and the Knicks sign him for like a 3-year deal. The Chris Paul.
But they're saying 120. They're saying like $100 million for 3 years. I don't know if I want to do that for a 36-year-old point guard.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Nuggets, Trailblazers. The series is tied 1-1.
I just think if the Clippers lose, it's funnier.
It's true.
I mean,
it really is true because they felt like they were strutting when they got Paul George and Kawhi together. They were like, "We got this."
Yeah,
not so much.
So the thing is, any team that tries to construct a super team, I want to lose. So
Yeah,
I'm rooting against all those.
I would say going forward, every super team I want to be embarrassed and lose. Unless the Knicks, then I'm all in for it.
Yeah.
Nuggets, Trailblazers. It's tied 1-1.
I know it's going to be a good series. It's such a shame Jamal Murray's not healthy.
Yeah. So last night, Dame went 8 for 11 in the first half from 3, and the team was still down. I found that shocking how a guy can hit 8 threes in the first half, and your team is still losing.
Their defense is just atrocious. They have no defense.
Yeah, I mean Nuggets are going to take this series, but it's going to be a good one. Bucks, Jay, how much time do we have left here?
We have we're in overtime. That's fine. I made a separate recording for Dash. Nomad says, which team has the most to lose in these playoffs? The Clippers, Bucks, or Sixers?
Clippers, Bucks, or Sixers? I think the Bucks. I think the Bucks have the. I think the Bucks will be.
I think the Clippers, honestly, there's a lot of pressure on them to make it to at least the conference finals.
I think, yeah. All 3 teams have a pressure to get to the finals. I guess the Milwaukee and the Sixers have the excuse that the Nets super team, like if the super team makes it, you can be like, well, what are you gonna do? Well, the Clippers are Kawhi could opt out, and the Clippers can be like, we sucked 2 years in a row, and we really should have made the finals. They have no excuse basically.
It depends where they lose. Like if the Bucks lose to the Heat, they should just blow it up. If the Bucks lose against Brooklyn, you can say that's understandable. Clippers, yeah, if they lose first round.
Well, just anyway, if they don't make the finals.
Probably Clippers. Because
the
Sixers have their players locked in, I believe. Same with the Bucks. Clippers, they could just walk. So they could be left with nothing.
Yeah, and they have no picks.
Yeah.
Right. I'd say in order of most to lose by not making the finals, I put the Clippers first. I put the Bucks second because I feel like the Bucks, if they don't make it this year, even though Nets are a super team, they're also going to be like, we might have to shake some stuff up here.
I would say Sixers over Bucks just because the Sixers stack their team so much and still aren't
right. At some point, maybe they're like, we trade Ben Simmons. That's their big move now.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm wrong about all this. By the way, Bucks Heat almost they lost by 2 in game 1, and they got their asses handed to them in game 2.
Yeah, that was close.
See, my thought on that is that the Bucks had this like mental block against the Heat, and they might have spiraled if they lost game 1. But now that they got that out of their system, I think this is going to be a short series.
It'll be a sweep.
Yeah, this might be a sweep actually. Also, because the Heat don't look very good, and guys like Tyler Hero, who was awesome last year, looks like shit right now in the series.
I heard a theory on a mismatch. They're saying that the bubble, that the Miami was like perfect for the bubble because of the mental attitude and the way that the team is built and the mental capacity. Versus all the other teams are kind of just like, oh, I want to be with my family. I can't practice so hard, and that's why they were so good last year.
Pat Riley starts off the bubble by going, I've killed all your families. You have nothing outside this bubble. We must win.
Greg writes, what team would you like to lose more, Lakers or Clippers?
Who would like to see lose more, Lakers or Clippers? I mean, I have to say for myself, it's the number one answer always is LeBron.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was like, hey, I hate the Nets, but I kind of want to root for the Nets because I want someone to beat the Lakers in the finals. And I was like, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Big data. Who do you want? Who's your number one? What's the number one team you want to lose? See you lose.
Number one team, the Nets.
Fair enough. Jay?
It's really close between the Nets and the Lakers, which is probably why they're going to make the finals. Just give me a miserable experience, but I want the Nets to lose a little more.
Okay. Sixers, Wizards. I think that's the last series we haven't covered. Did we cover this one already or no?
No, we didn't.
No, but it's going to be a sweep. There's no
Yeah.
point in talking about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Westbrook begs to differ. Westbrook says they have the advantage because they have Westbrook. Westbrook is the best in the league. He's so much better than you realize. He's going to score a triple-double times 5 the next game. Westbrook's awesome.
I mean, I love his confidence, and Beal's awesome, but there's such a big drop. Who's even their third best player?
Hoochie Mama? I don't know.
I like the pronunciation. Who's your third best player? Who's your mama? Hutch. I can't pronounce it either. Big data. Who's the guy? Who's their 3-point shooter? The big white.
Oh, the big tall dude, the ginger.
Yeah. Who is it? Bertans, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bertans is your
Big data.
third best player.
Is
You
it
got
worth?
problems.
Is it worth paying $20 million a year for a guy whose only thing he can do is shoot threes?
No, definitely not.
It's a lot of money to pay for that.
Yeah, Blandbright said maybe Robin Lopez. I mean,
Wait, that Robin Lopez,
The-
Ish Smith, they have.
the drop off is so huge after Beal. It's like, they're going to get swept.
By the way, I didn't go in any good order here. The last series. This is actually the last one. Grizzlies, Jazz.
I mean, Grizzlies winning is a cool story, but Mitchell didn't play. Now that Mitchell's back, it's probably going to be Jazz in 5.
Yeah,
Jazz.
Jazz.
I think Jazz in 6. I think Ja pulls out another game there.
Yeah.
Not it doesn't matter. I'm still saying they're gonna lose.
Yeah, not too exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to get eliminated next round of Utah.
Big data. Okay, give us some big data to end the show.
No pressure.
Big
No pressure at all, but think of some shit because you are a computer. Spit this stuff out. Do it.
The Knicks will win by a margin of 3 points, and the score is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be 101 to 98.
I like it.
You heard it here first.
I like it.
What if I'm actually right?
Well,
Big data has never been wrong about future events till they happen. Let's do this.
If that's the final score, we'll let you come on and flex next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Greg also writes, what do you think about the Knicks playoff tease? We hear.
What was the thing that with New Orleans and the Saints did? It was Who Dat, right? You guys remember that?
I don't. I probably blotted that out of memory.
Do you remember that, Big Data?
I remember who died. I don't remember. Was it New Orleans? I don't remember.
Oh, whatever. We hear. It just reminds me of that one, and like I didn't love that one either. How about we're winning? I mean, it's because they're up in the series.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway,
They should have wore
Randall's gonna be
shirts that
awesome.
said Knicks
Jay,
in
make
6.
big data brought his prediction. Jay, what's your prediction for the game? Besides who's gonna win? Give us a prediction.
I mean, they should have made shirts that said like Knicks in 6. Just make a prediction, put it on shirts, wear it all playoffs. Even if you go to Game 7, wear the Knicks in 6 shirts.
What if you're gonna close them out in Game 5 and you're like, guys, we made a lot of shirts. You better blow these shots. Yeah.
They play Alfred Payton 48 minutes.
Elf, I mean, we put a lot of money behind these shirts. Sorry, dude. Okay, we will be back soon. The next game is tomorrow night, and Game 3 is Friday. Sometime soon we'll be back.
Thank you for joining us. Big Data, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Don't forget to follow Board Brackets on Instagram. Right now, we're doing Lord of the Rings brackets. I don't know, my fellow nerds out there.
So how does that work on doing a bracket on Instagram?
So there's a link. So in the story, I post the link, And all you gotta do is swipe up, and you can make predictions on the bracket. We do it every 2 days, and it's always different types of brackets, so it's for everybody.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any NBA themed ones for the playoffs?
We did an NBA bracket, and the Nets were the ones that won in terms of the predictions.
Okay, can you if I can request one that you can do at some point, how about do a Knicks villain one?
Knicks villain, sure. We can do to do a specific Knicks one is not gonna great. We can just do a villains podcast. I think that'd be cool.
Okay, villains, whatever. NBA villains, how's that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That'd be awesome.
Do you have a Twitter you want to promote too?
No, just Instagram. We're on Board Brackets. So
All right, follow Board Brackets on Instagram, and we'll be back soon.
thanks, guys.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Everybody.
What was that shit? What the fuck was that, Jay?
What? Yeah, that didn't work.
What the fuck was that?
don't know.
That didn't work at all.
No, I'm gonna have to.
Why are
remove
you
that.
changing shit up?
I don't know.
I understand, like, not wanting to change like the whole starting lineup thing and not wanting to change. This is different, Jay. Just don't change this, Jay. It works. Stop fucking with the show. Keep this in, by the way.
All right, I'll remove that clip.
No. I mean, keep my reaction in the show. Like,
Yeah, no,
you
I
just
know.
get this.
But I'll take that out. That was
Holy shit.
it was cheap trick. I was listening the other day and I thought I'd add it. It didn't work.
Holy shit.
Okay, fine.